literally $3.7 million in the last 11 months. It goes quick. It goes real quick. What used to be $1 million is nothing now. $1 million is like the new 50,000. Years ago, it was a lot of money, but it's nothing now. But whatever that is, don't let me discourage you. If it was $1 million, say that's what your goal was. Say, okay, if I made $1 million, that's success. If it's $100,000, don't let me say whatever I said and diminish. Like, oh, I'm embarrassed to say that because this is a lot of money to me, but it wouldn't be a lot of money. I want to know, just for the sake of knowing the listeners' expectations of what they view as success. Like, what's the mile marker for you that says I've made money? Because I can tell you, there's people all around the world are going to have a way, separation between what some may view as success and others not. And invariably, there's so many people there's going to say $100 million, some crazy number. That's a pipe dream. I'm not saying you can't make it, but we're talking about when people come into trading, they're not expecting to make $100 million. I'm saying, when you first got into this, what was your goal? What was the threshold that you said, if I could do this, that's success? If everyone was honest, you'd be able to see there's a lot of humble thresholds that, if you understand what I'm teaching you, you can really get those levels. But what happens when you get there? You're not going to be satisfied. Well, you're going to stop trading because you got that? Oh, I'm done. I made my $1 million. So you know what to do. No. You're going to want to do more, especially if you're young. I'm old. Okay. I'm not an old man, but I've been doing this my entire adult life. Like, I'm counting down. Like, how many more years do I have? I don't know, because tomorrow's not promised to no man. But I've not been a good steward with my time, with my family. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm going to unplug. Like, I'm not interested. Like, I've done enough. I'm content with what I've done. I'm satisfied. I don't need to feel like I got to do something else in trading to feel like I've done something. I've done that. And I need to feel good about being the husband I should be, the father that I should have been and haven't been, because I've allowed these markets to be a vampire and suck my life force, my attention, my time, my efforts and energy, and not allow me to be what I'm more, the word escapes me. I should have been doing that more so than just this. Can I offer a better life for my family because I've done all that? Yeah, but it came at a cost. And I don't want any of you to repeat this. Like, you can allow these markets to be a wonderful appendage to what it is that you do in your life. That's balance. I didn't balance it correctly. I learned balancing time later, mid-40s. I had no concern of the outcome of how my family would, because I was thinking, oh, they're going to be happy because I'm making a lot of money. I'm presenting, a lifestyle for them. And if they need something, dad's got it. That was my rationale for doing it. But that's not good, because I wasn't there for the dad moments I should have been. And if you're a young person without children and you plan on having children, or necessarily don't have to be a young person, if you haven't had children yet and you're about to do so and you're embarking on this journey, do follow what I put out in that 1440 series. You will hear from my heart. And the series I did, if I go back and tell my younger self, what I know now, I literally exposed my heart to all of you. And I can be honest and tell you, I was afraid to put it on YouTube because it's raw, and I speak right from my heart, and I'm telling you things that most men probably wouldn't admit to, because we want to walk around like we have a 12-inch cock and any woman can get with us because we want them, and that's just the way it is, and we're Mr. Everything, a Chad. And in reality, when you have children, your life isn't yours. And I did not do the right things. I did not do the right things. I spent too much time pursuing this and not being the dad. And it's unfortunate, but I have time, hopefully, that I can now pursue things and make memories with them. So you can have a whole lot of money. You could be, a person of influence in this industry and be a fucking failure as a family person. And I was a failure. I was not doing the things I should have been doing. I spent way too much time doing all this stuff. But it's my passion. And words they're just not reaching far enough for me to feel satisfied in explaining. All I know is you can think that you're successful because you make a lot of money and you can have a lot of nice things and afford things and not worry about the cost of living and still not be happy, not satisfied, and regretful. If you do things that I did wrong, you'll have that same discomfort that I feel. Like, I know some of you sit around thinking, man, ICT must be really happy right now. He's kicking back. I have a lot of regret. I wish I would have done things that were simple, that didn't cost anything. Just my time and attention towards my kids and my wife. If I would have done those things more, I wouldn't feel the guilt that I feel. I have lots of money, but that doesn't compensate for it. Them knowing that we have that money doesn't compensate for it. You're hearing my kids tell me just this weekend. So this is awesome, Dad, to be able to spend time with you like this, because we never had it before. And I broke down right in the restaurant. I'm appreciative that they recognize it, but it's just like, and I don't want to tell them don't say that, because they should tell me. It's entitled to them. They need to tell me that stuff, and I need to hear it. But you don't want to be like I am right now hearing it, where you could just plan your life better. Success can be had, and you don't need to be a monster in it like I was trying to be. Like it devoured my entire life. And for the folks that are constantly always reaching out to me, trying to tell me, please don't stop doing what you're doing in November, you need to really understand why I need to stop. Like, if you respect me, you'll respect the fact of why I'm doing it. Because the money, I can make lots of money. I can make mentorships, I can make books, I can make courses, I can blow that fucking YouTube channel up and advertise every fucking where and be the biggest name in this industry. I don't want it. I don't want it. It didn't do anything for me as a family man. At the end of the day, I had to look my children in the face. I have to look at my wife. And yes, they might smile and say, I love you, Dad. But behind that, they have so many open voids of time where I was not there and I was in the house with them. Do you want to hear that from your children? Do you want to look at your wife when she says, I love you, and she's reaching to just to say, you are the man I love, you're the person I married, you're the father of our children, and I'm appreciating the time with you right now, but I have to appreciate it so much more because I don't know if you're going to go right back into doing what you've been doing for all these years in your entire adult life. You don't want to feel that. Trust me when I tell you, you don't want to feel that. Fast cars, big bank accounts doesn't compensate for it. And a lot of people, that write books, they won't ever tell you that shit because they didn't get rich. They're making money off of book sales. They're selling books because they have to sell that book. I'm walking away from it at the biggest point of my career as a mentor, as a teacher, or whatever. All the hype and stuff that's around me right now, I'm uncomfortable by it. Like, I'm genuinely uncomfortable. I have a lot of people asking me to talk publicly. I'm not going to drop names, but I'm shy. I don't want to be like that. I can talk like this and pour my heart out to you because you're not sitting next to me. If you were being trained one-on-one, I wouldn't talk about the things I've talked about. I would talk about the markets and how they would beat the fuck out of you. But I'm not going to tell you where I messed up as a husband, as a dad, as the real human being. I failed there miserably. I would want to know that from a mentor. I would want to know